What's up, everybody? Welcome to Rugby Sense with GiftTime and Flynn, where we take 5 minutes to talk about USA Rugby news and information that is happening within the last week or so.
What's up, everyone? Happy to be back again with another week of Rugby Sense. This week we're talking recapping Las Vegas Sevens, checking out the ARC, see how the U.S. finished up, talking about rugby media and how a little bit of Ava Premiership might be coming or is coming to a U.S. network, and then finally wrapping up with some miscellaneous U.S. news. Gift, my man, how are you doing?
Rugby Sense! Making it tired, but good. It's energetic. It's fun. It's pissed off from the weekend, but not as pissed off as last time because I think I've come to terms with it. I came to peace. I had my moments.
Yeah, I'm still not at peace.
And well, look, you know what? Let's not waste any time. Let's kick it right in the butt. Starting off, dude, our recap from USA Sevens. We finished in fourth. Better than last time, not as good as we could have. Ended in overall fifth in the standings as we head into Vancouver Sevens. Dude, what were your thoughts on USA Sevens? Give it 5 minutes on the board and now.
Well, we'll open it off before I get into the USA. Fiji obviously beating Australia in the final to take it home. But a cool story I came across was, I didn't even know this happened, but I guess a cyclone went through Fiji, killing over 40 people, leaving thousands homeless. And I guess not too far after, Fiji, came to Vegas and played after. And just kind of an emotional tournament for them. And to come back from 15 points down to Australia, to come back and win it, and especially win it in time of crisis for their country, I just thought was a really cool story, and really happy for them that they were able to bring that home and bring that pride with them. Moving over to USA now, kind of a quick recap. Pool play took a 19-12 win over Wales, drew with Canada 26-26, and took a 29-0 loss to South Africa. Moving in, but they still qualified for the Cup playoffs. So heading into the quarterfinals, they beat Kenya 26-14, but then lost to Fiji in the semis, 21-14, ultimately putting them in the third and fourth place game. Try to get some revenge against South Africa.
Get those words out, man. Get those words out.
Long day. But ultimately shot themselves in the foot. When you commit 7 penalties in a game, and especially against one of the top teams in South Africa, you're gonna have a bad time. So took the 21-10 loss to South Africa. Baker and Isles, usual suspects, dotting it down for them. But like you said, fourth place finish, not that great. All right, but you expect so much more out of this Sevens team. You're expecting a first or second finish, but hey, we're now fifth in the ranking, so you can't complain about that.
And it wasn't bad. I will say that for pool play, we did as expected. Wales was what I thought. Even South Africa, we knew that South Africa was going to be the biggest issue. I was surprised that they tied with Canada, but I play a lot of that up to rivalry. I really feel like any USA versus Canada game is going to end up being in some bullshit kind of outlier. It's either going to be a complete blowout or it's going to be way closer than it ever deserved to be. It's complete bullshit. And I'm talking about for either team. But when it came to the cup rounds, dude, we got to give them credit. Beating Kenya, that was a really nice game. Like they felt like they played a fully complete game. Perry Baker killed it. Like I think Perry Baker is starting to really set his echelon as one of the legitimate stars of rugby.
I was watching a video, came across it. It was either this morning or yesterday. It was Mike Friday talking about. Well, kind of to backtrack, the one try he had when he went coast to coast was absolutely disgusting.
Oh yeah, the switch around.
Well, Mike Friday was talking how Mike Friday was comparing Isles and Baker and their come-ups, and Isles, how he switched to rugby and the spotlight of America because his first game he blew up, but compared to Perry Baker where he spent 5 years in Tiger Academy.
Yeah,
very undercover.
1823. He was doing his 1823. I remember seeing him in the club national championship. I remember when he played New Orleans and you just saw him just blazing.
Yeah. He was not as much in the spotlight as Isles, and he was very undercover, very low key. But when he came onto the scene, he blew up on the scene, and now he's really starting to come in full stride into his role, and is starting to get Isles and Eskin like just one of the most dangerous players in the game, in the world.
Yeah, I still don't fully always understand why they don't keep both players on the field at the same time, but I also understand that they try and throw in the dynamics in different points. But I would really love to see them wing on both sides. I mean, I guess it would necessarily take away maybe one of the insides, like Unufe or not Unufe, Ion, the guy that starts with an I. Something to throw it off. But
yeah, well, my question to you would be, if they were both in at the same time, what position? Well, who would you have at wing, and what would the other one be playing?
Well, I guess I would just have them on either side of the field. You just keep the strikes coming from both sides. So if you kept Madison at scrum half, you got Zach Tess, Garrett Bender and Danny Barrett all in the middle. Then you keep your two outsides of Baker and Isle. Dang, that's 7 on the field. The only losses, people like Anufe, who's injured, which sucks on its own, or actually they had a couple injuries off of it. But it would everything would be condensed. You'd have that 2 blasters on the outside just at any point, ready to go, just ready to take off.
That could happen in a perfect world, though, but I don't know if that would always be like the exact case, like during games and whatnot. Because 7s, as you know, can be pretty active.
True.
I understand what you're saying. It would be a deadly duo.
It would be, I would just like to see them both on the field. It feels like you're not able to fully utilize what it is they can do.
Yeah, they should at least try it, and at least once.
Right. But I figured there's a reason why Mike Friday hasn't done it so far. All right. But I guess even though timeout went out, Vancouver 7s, just a quick up for it. Dude, USA is going to be playing New Zealand. They're going to be playing France, and they're going to be playing England. Pool of death, pretty much, for the U.S. How do you think they're going to end up coming out, even though we've already used... You know what? Screw it. I'm going to throw in the 5 minutes, and boom, hit it again anyways. F it.
I mean, that's a pretty tough pool. Even though we did just jump over England in the rankings worldwide, they're always bringing a tough team. And then the All Black Sevens team, that kind of speaks for itself. Even though we have beat them, don't get me wrong, we have beat them. I have confidence, but
we haven't beat them in the spring.
It's never an easy win to come away with.
I'm gonna be honest. We haven't beat them in the spring. I feel like those first two matches, those first 2 tournaments that we beat them in, that was like their warm up, still trying to figure themselves out. And I guess technically it was their summer, so hit it in the winter, whatever like that. But I'm very iffy about whether or not we can beat them. Even South Africa, but again, rivalry matches. You always got to place an extra effort and a little twist when it comes to rivalry matches.
But France, I'm not too worried about. But England and New Zealand are going to be some tough matches. So they're not going to have as easy of a time as they did in Vegas as they will in Vancouver. They're going to have to really play and get ready if they want to come out of pool play in that tournament.
Yeah, look, even taken away from the fact that they have super injuries, it's finding people to be able to replace and keep that what do you call it, the balance well is going to be everything. But dude, speaking of France, watching France versus Argentina, or was it France versus Argentina? Whatever it was for the final rounds, France looks so slow. Like, so slow.
Too much wine and cheese, man.
Right? All that wine and cheese. God damn you, French. I thought I wasn't going to cuss. Well, so much for that. But all right, man. I'm going to cut it early. We still had like 2 minutes on it, but that was a bonus round. Let's move on to USA versus Uruguay. ARC, final match. 5 minutes on the board.
I don't even want to get going on this.
Well, look, USA, they lost 26-24 again, another close round match. They took second in the ARCs. Like you said, 29-24 loss to Uruguay. Another win we kind of expected from USA, but I don't. Second place is second place, so it's not the end of the world, I guess. No, F that. Oh wait, look, 5 minutes on the board now. That! Alright? No, that is the worst version of second place. This is why I hate the fucking point system. Alright? I hate that point system because it takes, though it gives you some compensation for matches based off of other factors rather than just win-loss. We lost in South America. Like, the U.S. played down to the competition, but first let me say, Uruguay is actually very, very good. They were ranked 20th. I put it in the video as an apology after I kind of went on my tirade, but they are ranked 20th. But that being said, USA did not travel well, and that is the saddest part. We had that number 1 spot locked up. Like, watching how Canada and Argentina literally destroyed Brazil and Chile respectively, and they even destroyed Uruguay. It just means that the U.S. has the one problem that non-champions always have, and it's only playing to the competition. Like, they went into Argentina hyped. It was the first game at home, boom, and they did their thing. They went in against Canada with an intent to win, and boom, they did their thing. They took it to Chile. Even if they were lackadaisy with it, they were at home, and they took their thing. I don't know whether they drank too much before the matches or they rested too hard or they were enjoying the beaches, but once they got into South America, it was like they lost their mojo and the cockiness. I'm not even going to say talent or anything like that. They lost straight up their mojo because I guess...
Yeah, I mean, honestly, going back to the game, Landry, the lock, getting 2 yellow cards, just shoot
right.
But and just do that to your team in the final minutes. But like you said, like we talked, what was it, 3 weeks ago or three weeks, a month ago, when we saw these 2 games, like easy wins, taken first in the ARCs. But I think again it's just overconfidence and being too cocky. And this time they had no excuse, full squad, had the captain Todd Clever, and literally just absolutely disappointed. Eagles 15s as of late after the World Cup and now after this has been not impressive at all, and so much work to be done. I was very unimpressed with what happened. Again, granted, Uruguay is actually a pretty decent team, but no excuse why we're not dominating North and South America on this side of the hemisphere.
Right.
But I don't know what you're gonna do. They have a lot of work to be done, and then they can't be doing like in going back to the sevens. You can't be making freaking 7 penalties and getting 2 yellow cards to the same guy. You can't do that and be playing a man down. It's ridiculous.
It's risk. And I guess it's one of the things youth or whatever. I can't even get mad because it was just pure disappointment whenever I saw that.
I guess the upside, the ARCs brought some nice, well, not nice, but some pretty big surprises. Only from USA though, because as you said, Canada and Argentina did what they were supposed to do and blow out the lower competitive teams. But the only upside of the ARC is brought some pretty. For other areas, brought some pretty cool upsets, but not for the USA. Just really kind of exposed them and their weaknesses and just I kind of showed the rugby world that I don't think we're ready 15s wise to step up and compete with England, Australia, and we're not ready for that yet.
Yeah, no, I don't. It's just it's a little it's disappointing. Like you're just you're almost there. But I said earlier last month, there's no parity. And then that came to bite me in my ass, punch me in my face. So, F you guys for being right. Trying to come back at me, make me look bad for being cocky. Yeah, so, hey, look, at least never underestimate your opponents. No matter what you feel they're going to be like, they're going to always be your opponent. So, I can't say anything past that moment. My God. Yeah, that's all you can do. Just
yeah, exactly.
Oh man! All right, dude. Let's cut the time a little bit early on this one, so it'll be beneficial. It's only had 30 seconds left, anyways.
Oh yeah.
So
that's 5 minutes.
It's fine. Yeah. All right, dude. Let's move on. The Viva Premiership got signed on. 50 games on NBC Sports. Dude, what's the thoughts? State of rugby in the media. 5 minutes up. Go.
Yeah. So before I talk Viva, we'll talk state of rugby in the media. Saw some other cool stuff. Madison Hughes and Carlin Allen doing a photo shoot for Sports Illustrated. So it's cool to see rugby getting into a legit mainstream magazine now. And then I saw Madison Hughes was doing a Q&A. USA Rugby posted on their Instagram again. He was doing a Q&A with Bleacher Report, which is really cool to see rugby get blasted over the main US channels, sports channels that everyone reads every day.
Right.
So that was really cool to see. But playing into Aviva now, it's it's cool to America's finally going to get the select few of America. I'll get into that next. The
freaking NBC Sports.
And then we'll finally get some legit good rugby on a weekly basis because pro rugby won't be on the premiership level of Aviva for
for a while. It's got a long time to go.
So to see like the London Irish and like Leicester and all those guys, all those teams go at it and like to watch is gonna be super beneficial. It's really gonna help grow the game and just gonna be cool to watch. But it's a 3-year deal with NBC Sports. There's gonna be 24 games of the week. And it's going to kick off. Well, they're going to have the first game March 12th, and then for the 2016-2017 season, that's when we'll start the deal. But NBC, bleep you, because now all you want, put it on NBC Sports. You're going to get some people. You want more people now to buy NBC Sports for the rugby. Put it on real NBC so the common man, myself,
the common man.
I'm on $50 a week in deals, and you think I'm going to go out and buy NBC Sports? You're definitely mistaken.
And look, that was one of the things that pissed me off at the USA Sevens too. Whenever they put it on NBC, when they put USA Sevens on NBC, it lasted an hour. They showed us the game from yesterday. Whenever USA played Kenya, and they showed us a bunch of bullshit analysis for literally the hour. If I wasn't a rugby fan, I would already hate watching that because there was nothing that was there to be seen.
No action, dude.
No action whatsoever.
It's all about the money, man. It's
all
about the money.
And look, I have no problem with that. I think money is life. You need it for rugby. I would have no problem with them even putting it on NBC Sports if it wasn't an accessible. Yeah,
it's a great business move, but it sucks.
Yeah, I don't like its lack of accessibility to, like you said, the average person. And at least with ESPN3, you can go online, you can find a way you just need a cable subscription and you're good to go. NBC Sports is a freaking Dish Network or DirecTV. That's a satellite channel, which almost nobody uses satellite anymore. And then add to the fact that there's no way to access it online, so it's not streamable. It's just there. It's garbage.
Yeah, no, like I said, I mean, on NBC's end, it's an incredible business move because now that is going to attract more rugby people, more rugby fans who actually, if they don't have it, purchase NBC Sports because they want to see these top games every week.
No, it won't. People are just gonna bootleg it. You know what? How I watch USA Sevens? I bootlegged it. All right.
I don't want to say that in case the FCC monitors this podcast.
Look, it's YouTube. It's YouTube. We're all about honesty here. I bootlegged it. You know why? Because I'm gonna get the access, but more importantly, I live in 2016. I can find everything online. Like I don't have to really try to find stuff online.
Or any government agency. I do not rip anything illegally from the internet.
Fight the people.
It's LimeWire from the start.
Fight the power. What? LimeWire was life, dude.
I will now be relieving my position from GiftTime and illegal activities. Thank you.
LimeWire was life.
I will now be doing the rest of the show. Blacked out. So now no one can recognize me.
We need to get the voice distorter as well.
Just a shadow dropping.
Shadows dropping down. But yeah, man, like it.
No, but I do agree. People will
find it.
The way they can to rip that off the internet.
So I don't know if they're really gonna get the benefit. And from watching the USA 7, it doesn't look like they use a lot of commercials. It's like they're basing a lot on subscription. That also being said, I'm gonna say this, and probably will not be that popular, but I will say this: I don't know if the Aviva Premiership is necessarily going to grow rugby any better. I feel like it will be like a Republican establishing the base. I think it'll keep some rugby fans going because they'll get a regular access to more games and more professional games. But I don't think the casual to learning fan is necessarily going to connect well with the Aviva Premiership, only because of the fact that there's not a connection to them personally. These are teams that are overseas. It's not like you can go see them on a weekly basis. It's not like you can you'll buy their merchandise. These are games that are, albeit still professional rugby games, but they mean nothing. Even the names, Saracens, the London Irish, all that, like, you don't have anything. And I think it's a nice coupling with the Irish and Saracens playing in Jersey in Red Bull Stadium. But I still don't see any real connection between the fan and the actual teams. And I think whenever you
behind their hometown team,
right, or just a team that they can go to, that they physically can be attached to, or at least feel like they can, without having to spend what they would think is $2,000 to go overseas to be able to catch a game and then be able to come back after a week or two. So like I don't know. Like I'm happy for it. I like the progress. I like the fact that mainstream networks are considering to bring more regular rugby. But I just don't see the fan attachment that goes along with it unless you have the U.S. being there. People are still xenophobes for the most part. So their teams are still going to be based locally. You just need to get that one up. So hopefully it mix and matches. But I will say this: it better not F around with the college rugby game. All right.
Oh, no.
Still believe in the digital
if they start
aspect.
playing games with that, me and you're gonna have to go make a stop at a few offices.
Right. There's gonna have to be some. There might be some very surprising fires happening. I'm just saying. Maybe so. Allegedly, I don't know. Who said anything? I don't know. All right. We super passed our time on that one. All right, let's move on to the next thing. Our U.S. miscellaneous news. It's the information that we couldn't pack into the other three, even though we pretty much could have, just with all the talking that we did along with it. But it is the stuff that is going on. Top news: USA is going to be taking on Italy and Russia in Northern California in June. So we're back to having the Tier 2, upper Tier 2, lower Tier 1 matches happening again. Carlin Isles has made it official that he will not be at Vancouver Sevens because he'll be training for indoor track for the Olympics because he wants to get all the medals he can get. What? And then the Pro Rugby North America has officially released their schedule for this upcoming season. 3-4 months of weekly rugby from these professional sides that we don't know very much about. So let's throw up 5 minutes on the board. And dude, what's your thoughts on any of it?
Cool. We'll start it off with the summer series. Always cool to see just some other international teams come across the pond and come play. And definitely mixing it up and going somewhere other than Chicago. So heading over to San Jose and Sacramento. That last time U.S. and Italy met was 2012. Italy blew them out 30-10. So a little redemption for USA. I think that's going to be a good game. And in 6 matches, Russia has never beaten the U.S. But again, after their performance at the ARCs, we all know anything can happen now.
True.
So I think that's going to be really cool. Having in the summer, really nice time of the year, obviously. So that's going to be cool to see. Moving to Carlin Isles. If he can pull off both, more power to him. If he wants to, obviously he's killing it in rugby, but he was a track star before. So, if he can qualify for the track Olympic team and do that along with, international rugby and make, significant differences and be able to commit the time, more power to him. I just hope he doesn't overdo it and hurt his body. Because that's always a big worry. How are your legs? Like we were talking before the show, how are your legs going to feel? Are they how are you going to do rugby 3 days later?
He's going to go noodle. Yeah. Get it noodle.
So, he seems to know what he's doing health and fitness wise. So hopefully he doesn't overkill himself. But if he can pull it off, good for him. To the pro rugby stuff, really excited day when that schedule came out. It means it's legitimizing the league. So it means it's actually going to happen. We're not going to have another NRFL on our hands. It's legit. The games are set up, and I'm really excited for the games to get started and see what kind of level of competition we're going to have. But yeah, that's what I got, man. What about yourself?
Yeah, dude. I'll say, start off USA, Italy versus Russia. Well, okay, I can understand North California for Russia. To be honest, I understand why they're putting it all up there because the USA Sevens World Cup, Rugby World Cup, the Rugby World Cup Sevens World Series, Rugby World Cup for Sevens is going to be playing up in Massey Field again in San Francisco area. So they're trying to bring as much business over there, but I'll be honest, I've never understood why California gets anywhere near the attention that it does with rugby. Like, I know they have a lot of great cultures that play rugby out there, but their crowd arrangements suck almost consistently. They almost never fill a field. So like, why they didn't bring it back to Houston? It better be scheduling issues with BBVA, because other than that, I don't understand why they didn't do it. I guess it's part of the tour, and I guess maybe the ARCs already had BBVA, but doing it in Austin, doing it in BBVA, once again, doing it down south, we care about sports more than they do. That's all I got to say. Number 2, Carl Niles not playing Vancouver Sevens. Dude, good for him, man. I'm glad to hear it. Dude, spread out your wings, go back to your thing. As long as you're not going back to football, I could give two shits. Like, exactly. I mean, do you. I would love to be able to see you get to at least be able to have a chance at 2 medals. I want to make sure I can get an interview with you at some point, because I got Perry Baker out the way. I need to get an interview with Carl Niles so I can say that I've talked to them before they really came out. But I feel like it gets harder to interview them because literally everybody interviews them. It's pretty much the same stuff. I already have questions in my head. That's why I was a little sad with not going to USA Sevens this past week. And then with the pro rugby schedule, dude, again, I'm happy to see it. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen. I'm not really pleased with the fact that I haven't heard training camp has kicked in yet. You have just a little over 5 weeks before the season's supposed to start. I know the teams have not all been announced. I know only a few guys have been officially been signed on with the pro rugby, even though people are getting screwed over and thinking it's pro rugby league, the pro rugby North America that's getting them, and it's really pro rugby agency that's signing a lot of people all to these 2-year deals. So I gotta. I know there is, but I'm very iffy with this lack of training camp time. Like, I don't care if it's rugby. You can have time with the team. The longer time that you have together, the better. Maybe not trying to do this 2 weeks at a time and hit into the season. Then you pretty much just have club rugby under a different name. That's what I'm seeing right now. Like, I want to see these guys in camp. Give me the draft. Let me know what's going on. Oh my God, pro rugby. Hire me. I will help with the marketing and the ideas, and we'll do stuff.
That's one way to go about like asking for a job, I guess.
Right, Hey, do you see it? You know what? We'll see it. We'll send a clip out like this. Hire me, pro rugby. We'll work on this. Social media, all that stuff, because it doesn't make sense now. I know they're trying to time everything to drop, and I'm pretty sure they're still trying to work different things out, but it's just, I'm very nervous for the quality. Like, I understand it's not going to be great, but it doesn't mean it has to be terrible. Like, I don't want to see D1 rugby. Like, right now, I almost feel guaranteed that any teams that they're going to have, if you put them up against Life University or St. Mary's Giles, they're going to lose. They're going to lose. And that's
the thing. If you're going to call it a pro rugby league, then it better be the best. Because that's like saying the NFL. That's like the Lions going to play like LSU and losing to LSU. Like,
right, exactly. Totally would happen. But I mean, I get you. I feel.
So I mean, if you're putting up like I don't know, the Ohio pro rugby team, they better be able to go to Denver and play the Glendale Raptors and blow them out. Or not blow them out, at least beat them.
Right.
Because if you are pro rugby, you are the best of the best.
Right, and that's what it's supposed to be based off of, and not just glorified club rugby. That happens to let people get paid, which would actually be worse. I'd actually be more insulted if I was not on one of those. If I was on a team that beat them and I'm not getting paid, but they're getting paid.
Yeah, and then they can just use the top clubs like the Raptors and New Orleans. They can use those top clubs as just like a feeder or like a technical or on a minor leagues,
right,
to scout talent.
That's how it should be. That's how it should end up being, where we're hitting the D1 and doing it. Look, since we're already there, final thoughts so I can switch over to stuff. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, eventually I would assume that the D1 clubs would end up becoming the feeder, would be the minor league for these pro rugby North America.
If not draft them right out of college, or like picking them up right out of college, and go to the top minor.
Or that, again, like baseball. Exactly like baseball.
Yeah.
But honestly, right now, I think even at it, I think you probably will find a lot of colleges might be a little bit better than some of these teams, just because of organization. They haven't gotten there. The guys are still getting together. They're still trying to figure out their stuff. It's just there's so much that's still remaining that they do it. I want to see them actually be training. Like, this is the one thing I want them training. Like, they should already be saying, hey, we're about to ship out to wherever our respective locations are going to be. We have our housing and dormitories set up, and we're going to go into this.
Time to get like a 2-week training camp going and get used to your teammates.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's why I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a stupid 2-week training camp.
You know what they got to do? They got to do what they did. And remember the Titans? Take them to the
the Civil War field.
Yeah. To the was that the Revolutionary or Civil War field?
Civil War. It was Gettysburg.
They need to take them there. They need to run through the graveyards and through the woods. They all need to come together. They need a big fat guy to dance. And maybe they don't kiss when they play No Mountain High enough, but they should definitely do that.
But as long as they're hitting No Mountain, and baby, there ain't no mountain high enough.
Washington is not studying enough to become a rugby coach.
Oh man, yes indeed. Yeah, see, you get it. That's all I'm saying. Is it too much to ask? Get Denzel Washington over. Get the dude who played the linebacker, and then the one that became paralyzed. You know, right side, strong side, right side, strong side. All right, man, dude. Great episode. Another great one. We BS our way through this one, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Dude, any final thoughts you have for this week?
No, man. No, just kind of hanging out. Big tournament coming up in the South. March 19th, Spring Hill. Oh, no, I'm sorry. March 19th, Spring Hill Sevens. Come check it out. Mobile, Alabama. We have Florida, Alabama, St. Louis, Southern Illinois, South Alabama. We got some really nice talent coming in over on Dorn Field, so definitely come check that out. Cool, man. And I gotta even say, don't forget to check us out. Lindenwood versus Davenport this week. Lindenwood versus Life University the weekend after, during your sevens tournament. And we will be broadcasting both of those games. So if you get a chance, check it out. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day. Dude, this is Rugby Sense. No nonsense. And we are, as per usual, out.